You're watching Toonami TV. This is your post-match live match reaction. Basically, it finished 0-0 at the Amex Stadium. What a surprise. I did go for a 1-1 draw, and a draw it was. A bit of a dull affair. 95 minutes I'll never get back. I was half asleep watching it. The first half was all of Brighton. Second half, I've seen a slight improvement, but not enough to suggest to get a result in terms of a win. There was a lot of questions going into the match. We had a lot of injuries. Why was Matty Longstaff not playing? Why was he on the sidelines? I mean, how did Bentaleb still get a game? He's absolutely useless. Kel Watts, why was he not playing? Young lad, you blood these youngsters to give them chances in games where they don't really matter when you're safe, to give them, that experience going forward. Unfortunately, Bruce, he bottled that one as well. In the game itself, we missed some key chances, some big chances. Dwight Gale, he puts one over. Andy Carroll misses from 2 yards out. I think in the whole game we had like one shot on target. That's not good enough, not acceptable. I mean, since the Bournemouth win at the Vitality about 3 weeks ago, 2.5 weeks ago, we've never really looked like wanting to challenge for that top 10. We've never looked like wanting to beat Rafa Benitez's points tally. And I feel like Steve Bruce has bottled it in these last few games. I really have. I really think he's bottled it. And it just goes to prove that the squad isn't good enough. We're mid-table mediocre until Mike Ashley sells up and we can get better players in with better quality. Steve Bruce today, he's playing players that are weak, tired, injured. There's no excuse that he can't play the youngsters. There was a chance today and he missed out. Why? Useless. Now, Steve Bruce, he went with Dubravka and nets, the back four, Manquillo, Kraft, Fernandez and Rose. In the midfield, he went with Matt Ritchie, Shelvey, Bentaleb, ASM, and up front was Almiron behind Dwight Gale. Now, not a bad side on the looks of things. Should be good enough to potentially get something, from Brighton. I wasn't expecting a win, but good enough to at least have more than one shot on target and have a go at the keeper. I mean, with that shit when the only chance that we had was a Matt Ritchie flick on, which Matt Ryan, the keeper for Brighton, he should really have saved that instead of diverting that for a corner. He milked it. First half, I've got it down as very dull. Too many fouls, loads of yellow cards. The game just didn't really get into life. Brighton wanted it more. They needed that extra point to mathematically make sure they were still in the Premier League for next season. For us, we just played for the point, didn't we? First off, we didn't really have any good chances of note. Well, we didn't have one shot on target. That sums it all up, really. Dunk, he had a chance, but albeit his effort when he crossed it into Mopai, Dubravka, was tested, but it was probably easy keepings for him. Matt Ritchie, there was a sign of a penalty when Mopai was taken out by Matt Ritchie. Personally, it wasn't picked up by VAR. It could have been on another day. The guys in the studio thought it was a penalty. I kind of have to agree. You could say that Matt Ritchie was being fouled, but you can't bite back in the penalty box. You caused yourself a huge risk, and we could have been 1-0 down there and then. And then Dwight Gale, he misses an absolute sitter from a corner. Just going towards half time, we could easily have been. The game could have been 1-1, at half time, but unfortunately we didn't put our chances away. Our first shot on target again come through Matt Ritchie. He had an effort which he basically crossed it to Almiron, and he flicks it on. Not really too much on, and as I've said before, Matt Ryan, he makes a bit of a meal of it, and they clear the lines. And then apart from that, Steve Bruce, he made his changes. He brought on Andy Carroll and Joe Linton for Dwight Gale and ASM. Now, again, I would have kept Dwight Gale on the pitch. I don't know why he's persistent on bringing off Dwight Gale when he's the one trying to make the chances. He's the one who's trying to make the runs, but the service just isn't there, unfortunately. Brighton, they had a chance through Webster. He tested Dubravka from, I think it was good, about 30, 40 yards out, and he had to tip it over for a corner. And then Carroll, he had a big chance. He missed from 2 yards out from a corner. For me, if he heads that on target, I think for me it's 1-0 there. And then with score late on, Brighton on really getting back into the game. And this is what I mean about Andy Carroll. He's not consistent enough. I think he's played, 32 games without a goal? Come on, that just it sums up Andy Carroll in a nutshell. And then obviously Shelby, he had a deflected effort, but apart from that, we didn't really offer too much in the game. And obviously it finishes 0-0. Again, 95 minutes I'll never get back ever again. I just can't wait to find out what's going to happen for next season. The takeover talks just rumbling on. Nothing seems to be happening. I'll be glad when the season ends. I'm not even bothered what happens in the Liverpool game on Sunday. I'm not even bothered what even happened in this game. I just want to see a bit of fight. Defensively, okay, but up front, just toothless. Didn't offer a great deal. And probably a fair result, I would say. 0-0. Brighton could argue they had some chances, but so did we. It's not a game that you're going to look back on and think, oh, what a great game that was. 0-0. It just summed it up, really, when you play Brighton 0-0 at St James's Park at the start of the season. The only positive you can take from that game is that we stopped the rot of defeats. That's it. That's all we did. Stop the rot of defeats. And I think Liverpool's going to be a big task now. So we'll get into your comments and we'll see what you have to say about the game. But I'm sure not many of you will be chatting after that. What I will do first is I'll leave a link. If you guys want to come in and chat, feel free to come in. I'll just do that now. If you give me a second. There you go, guys. The chat, you can come in if you like, if you want to chat. Anyway, Liam Hunter has said, hello, Sharky, how are you doing? I'm all right. I mean, 95 minutes I'll never get back from a dull and boring game against Brighton. Nothing to really write home about. Nothing really happened, if I'm honest, in the game. Didn't get started. Carson Led said, at least we didn't lose. Yes, that's the only positive you can take from the game. We didn't lose. Karen Davison says, I don't even know what to say about this one. Nothing that hasn't been said to many times. Can we adopt another club till NFC get better? There's always Gateshead. There's always Blythe Spartans. I mean, it doesn't look as if we're going to go forward anytime soon. Liam talks football. What a boring game. Yes, again, 95 minutes we'll never get back. We're a mid-table, mediocre club until Mike Ashley sells up. Retro NUFC says, all right, lad. Yes, I'm good, mate. How are you? Let's have a look. I think there's a bit of a chat going on here. There's one from James Smith. That was painful to watch. We need to get Steve Bruce to sign a new contract 5 years before Man United comes in for him. Yeah, I mean, it was pretty woeful out there this evening. Brighton, I think if there was only one side that looked as if they wanted to win it, it was Brighton. Of course, they needed that extra point to mathematically make sure that they're in the Premier League for next season. But today, yeah, we didn't really do much in the game. I wasn't expecting much from the lads, to be fair. Once you're safe and the lads don't really want to put in a challenge, they don't want to get an injury because they know that they're on holiday very soon and the season's about to come to an end. There's nothing really much I could say about the game, if I'm honest. It was the game had very little chances, if I'm honest. There wasn't really much in it. I would say Brighton probably just shaded it on efforts, but apart from that, I don't think we really caused them enough problems. Again, one shot on target, and the ones that were off target should have been on target and should have been goals. Dwight Gale in the first half and Andy Carroll in the second. Both towards the end of the match, but there we go. We're about to see Retro now. How you doing, mate? You good?
That game for me, 2 words. What a boring game.
Yes, so bollocks.
I was literally saying, mate, we're sat back too much, Salty. We're sat back and let Brighton come up with like a pinch of salt.
Well, going into the game, I kind of had expectations that we were going to get a draw. I didn't really have too much hope that we were going to get a win. Just the fact we're safe, we've got injuries. I was expecting, the younger lads to start, like Matty Longstaff. Why wasn't he playing? Kel Watts, why was he not playing? Or Keelan Watts, sorry, why wasn't he playing? There was a chance there to start this young lad, to give him, some much needed game time, some experience, because there's a massive difference between playing under 23 football and the Premier League. And I wonder why Steve Bruce didn't pick him, because Fernandes keeps getting games, albeit he's probably the only centre-back that we've got in terms of experience. But the thing is, he's knackered. Like he's been asked to play a full 90 minutes. You had Kraft alongside him, who in the second half he must have pulled up. There was your chance to give Keelan Watts his chance. Why was he just sat on the bench? Then you've got who is it? You've got Matty Longstaff there, who I don't know what's going on with his future. He's just standing there and he's hoping for a game and he's not getting one. So for me, I can only suggest that that Matty Longstaff is leaving at the end of the season. There's no way that he's staying here with this regime. There's no chance.
It's poor, mate. It's not good enough. Because I watched the game, but I felt like we weren't trying to score. We were just a one-man team. You said I think a one-man team. We're playing football, but we weren't pressing a lot. But
the pressing today was non-existent. I mean, we only sort of turned up in the last 5 minutes of the game. I mean, the game was pretty much done anyway from the minute it kicked off. Brighton, they had their chances in the first half, the big ones, which, let's be fair, they could have had a penalty. I don't know what you think on Richie's tug of Mopai. Personally, I think it was a penalty. It wasn't spotted by VAR, but it would have been had it been spotted. First half, I say, belonged to Brighton, but you could just tell that they are woeful, that they are where they are in the league because they don't score many goals and they don't create many chances. And the only reason why we've drawn this game 0-0 today is because Brighton were a lot worse in terms of how they are as a side. If we were up against like a Man City away again or even a West Ham or something like that, I reckon we'll get beat. I don't think, with the way we set up today, I don't think we went into the game with a mentality that we wanted to win.
Exactly. We're poor.
The lads just sort of accepted that they were safe, mid-table. I mean, let's be honest with you, I've been sort of non-motivated to do these videos. I've been non-motivated to really watch the games because, let's be honest with you, since the Bournemouth 4-1 win, and then I watched the West Ham game, that was your chance to maybe think, top 10's on. Europa League was an outside chance, but if we can't turn up against West Ham, what makes you think that we're going to turn up for the rest of the games? And I think I've been proven to be right. Like, you look at the games previous, the hammering off Tottenham, the hammering off Manchester City, Watford beat with 2-1, we've drawn 0-0 against Brighton. That's the only positive you can take from this game today, that we've stopped the rot of defeats. That's it. That's all you can say.
True.
It's just a case of Brighton, they were, in terms of their attack going forward, they weren't any better than us.
Shocking.
I don't honestly, from what I recorded in the game or what I wrote down, there's not much I can say about the game. It was just a dead rubber. It was a fixture that I was going into where I was not motivated. When I think of Newcastle Brighton, the way we play, you just instantly think draw. Exactly. Two sides that got promoted together back in 2017. I don't think we're any worse than Brighton. I don't think they're any better than us. It's just when I think Brighton, I just think stalemate.
The still side, the good side, but we were just today. Danny Rose played actually a couple of days, but then they're playing not that better. But we should have stopped that young striker, the young defender. We didn't. On my long stuff.
Yeah. What did you make of the new deal today for Funny 8? Do you think that the takeover's on, or do you think the takeover's now off with that?
I think it's off now. But that come up today, I was like, yeah, it's going to be off. But no one knows now what's going to happen with the takeover now, so we'll wait and see what happens.
Well, for me, I can't say yes and I can't say no. The one side of us tells me it's completely done. It's been written in the stars for a while, but the Premier League have just been letting it drag on and on and on. We'll kind of find answers out in the next week or so because this has been going on too long now. It would only happen to this football club.
It's been a joke, man. That's true again. It's been a joke for us. As a club,
it's just what I personally want the takeover to happen, but I don't think it will. I've sort of washed my hands with the takeover. Fans are obviously living off hope, which is understandable, but at the same time, it's been going on too long now, man. It's 4 months is a long time. You can make your excuses about the Premier League doing this, the Premier League doing that, but that would never happen to another club. People can sort of back the Saudis as much as they like, but what's to say that they're even genuine bidders for the club? Nobody's come out and said that they're 100% legit, that they want to buy the club. They could be in for somebody else. We don't know. We're all talking about a takeover, but they could be in for something else.
It could be anybody. It could be ex-Smackdown player. You never know, do you?
Well, that's it. I think at the minute it's just sort of wait for the summer now. Obviously, wait for the season to end. I mean, I can't wait for the season to end. I mean, Liverpool, they're up on Sunday. I'm not even bothered what happens in that game, if I'm honest. If we get battered, we get battered. I mean, I was done with the season 3 or 4 games ago. It was done. The minute we drew 2-2 with West Ham, season was done.
Yeah, we've done it since the other day. It's been down the water now. It's been crap.
Anyway, Jay, it's been good having you on. I'm going to replace you now with Lawrence, okay?
Yeah, but mate, make sure you scrap your return of season on me, because I know.
Yeah, no problem. Speak to you soon, mate. Take it easy. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Welcome into the stream. Lawrence, how's it going?
Hey. All right.
How are you feeling after that 0-0 draw against Brighton and Albion this evening?
I'm not surprised, just because practically neither side's got had anything to play for. Obviously, ourselves, and to me, Brighton, I know they're saying they're safe now. I think they were safe before this game, given the goal difference. It was really a bit like a pre-season friendly, if I'm honest.
Wasn't even that, if I'm honest. It was, when you have that non-league game, which is just drab, it's like a Tuesday night, it's absolutely pissing it down and nobody really tries. That's what that game was, pretty much. I was half asleep watching it. I must have yawned a good 45 minutes in that first half, and then I think it continued into the second half because, let's be honest with you, there was just nothing there up front. I mean, let's be honest, the first half, I would say, was all Brighton, but because their attack's so bad, that's the only reason we went into half-time 0-0. I mean, Dwight Gailey missed an absolute sitter. And even, albeit that first half, we didn't even have a shot on target. I kind of wasn't surprised because I knew what the game plan was. Going into it, Brighton, obviously, they need that point to be mathematically sure. For us, it was a case of we've got injuries. Bruce obviously wants to not lose the game, so we'll stop the rot of defeats. Second half, they had some good chances as well. With Webster, we could say by Dubravka, but again, the only real chance we had on target was the Almiron flick. Apart from that, Andy Cowell, I mean, let's be honest with you, he's not good enough. I mean, missing from 2 yards out. Are you joking? Sitter?
Aye. And I'm wondering if he was actually fully fit for this game. But then again, I do feel like he can definitely do better than that, even if he isn't fully fit.
I mean, the game was that dull. I've hardly written anything down. That's why this stream could be so short and not to the point, because, the way I look at us at the minute, I'm not even motivated now to want to make long videos or even just do videos. I just want the season to end because, like I say, when you've got nothing to play for and you've just been played along for as long as we have with this takeover, I want Liverpool game to finish on Sunday so we can find out the answers that we've been wanting for the past 3-4 months, because I think the Premier League and the club are starting to really take the piss now. And they can talk about the funny, sponsorship and whatever, but I want to know what's going on with the squad, who's going to be leaving. Like I've said with Matty Longstaff, today, that tells me, if it hasn't been telling me for the past maybe 10 games, that Matty Longstaff's on his way out. I mean, why wasn't he starting today? Kellen Watts, why wasn't he starting? There's a chance to blood the young lad into the side and give him, a match. It's a lot different playing Premier League football than playing under-23 football. And this sort of game would have done him the world of good, maybe giving him that experience going into next season. Whether he stays here, he goes out on loan to a championship side maybe, but he needed that experience, and Steve Bruce bottled it. He's playing Kraft at centre-back. And Kraft pulled up in the second half. Why did you just replace it for like for like?
Absolutely. I don't think Kraft was too bad tonight.
He wasn't awful. What I'm trying to say is, he was hobbling in the commentary. They were saying he's not looking 100%. You replace him there and then, because the last thing we want to lose is Kraft. We've already lost enough players at the back.
Well, I wanted. I sent the comments for your video, for Peter's video. I wanted Kellen Watts to start this game. I think it would have been a bit stupid starting Andy Carroll at centre back, let alone when he's not fully fit. I never thought that would happen, but Carcelotti, I think he was getting some of the Everton youth players in their game tonight. I think that's just from what I've read. I don't know how many actually played, but even last season, he's already had Young, Allen on the bench, and we've seen Rafa last year have Cass and somebody else. I can't remember his name. Actually, it was Watts. Have them on the bench for the last game. Just give them the. I think for Watts, you could have just given him a chance there and then, because, there's no point doing it against Liverpool. Probably. But that would have been a good game rather than against Liverpool.
I feel like Steve Bruce has bottled it again this evening. When you look at the injury list and you're looking at some of the youngsters who are dying for some first team experience, it's not often that they're going to get a chance over the season. And I just felt today there was a huge opportunity to play, Callum Watts. I feel like in a game like this where Brighton, okay, they need the point, but they're going to be all right in the long term. They're going to stay up. It's value experience. It's value that they need that. They need that, for their careers. And if I was Keelan Watts, I'd be rightfully pissed off, at full time, because you think there was a chance. Even if he plays for like 20 minutes, there's 20 minutes of experience game. If we'd lost, maybe 1-0, it doesn't matter. We're safe anyway. But you play your youngsters, you give them a chance. You were talking about Everton. That's what they do. You look at some of the youngsters like Gordon, for example. They're not scared to give their youngsters a go. But for us, it's about playing the same old players that aren't good enough. For me today, I was disappointed in why Matty Longstaff wasn't playing. And the reason why I'm disappointed again is because that's indication that the club want to sell him, and it's only for peanuts. It'll be for 400,000 or to euthanasia, whoever. And I'm not trying to bully in a way Bentaleb, but I'm surprised he keeps getting games. He's not good enough.
Oh yeah, and he might not be the same player after. Matty might not be the same player after he leaves, but surely you can't, if you just keep picking Bentaleb. Even if you drop Bentaleb for one game, then he comes on and plays a lot better. Even dropping him for one game could tell him, you need to perform better. Because
I'll be glad, Lawrence. I'll be glad if I never see Bentaleb in a Newcastle shirt ever again after this. He's no good. Like, it's not the fact he's no good. He's just not match fits, and we're buying players that are just like not good for us. Like not good to take us forward. And I just think going into this the summer window, it's going to be a huge. There's going to be some huge expectation on Steve Bruce, regardless of what happens with this takeover, because I'm sorry to say, but fans can only take mid-table for so long. It's going to be another 13th place finish. And I was talking on 40's channel only about 10, 15 minutes ago, well, no longer now, and I was saying there's a lot of fans now at the point where they're turning their backs on Newcastle and they're going to follow non-league because, if you're playing football like that, and that's how you say your club is mid-table, not trying, not putting, the thing is, you tell me, I'll say it to you, Peter, as well, are you going to pay 600 quid a season to watch one shot on target? I don't think you are.
Definitely not.
Anyway, Peter, what did you make of the game? A drab 0-0 draw against Brighton. I went for a 1-1, but I said they had 0-0, 1-1 written all over it, and that's exactly what.
Yeah, it was drab, boring. Could have put a glass eye to sleep, that is for sure. It was just piss poor, wasn't it?
I don't think Steve Bruce had a game plan going into it. He had obviously the injury concerns. I've obviously asked Lawrence the same two questions. Sorry, say that again.
So it was just like we just want to play for a draw. That was it. Both teams. Both teams.
The only positive you can take from that 0-0 draw is we've stopped the rot of defeats, but that's about it. Like there's nothing really to write home about. But the question, well, two questions really. One, why was Matty Longstaff not playing? This was his ideal opportunity to get a game. I don't know how Bentaleb gets a game. And secondly, Keelan Watts, what a great chance for him to get some much needed Premier League football, and a game which, if we lose 1-0, fair enough, it's one of them. But I feel like Steve Bruce has bottled it on both occasions, and the Matty Longstaff one tells me he's leaving. Sorry to say, it really does.
I think he's leaving as well, that is for sure, by the looks of it. If he's not getting picked, just says it all, for sure.
Probably, yeah, go on, Lawrence.
If Bruce is wanting Barlaser to replace him, no disrespect to Barlaser, but I'm not convinced he's ever gonna be good enough. And same with Bentaleb, obviously. He's 23. He's not played above League One level.
I thought all the lads had a bit of an off game, if I'm honest. I mean, first half, when I look at it, we didn't really have a shot on target, and it's not just the fact we're safe, it sums up our season under Steve Bruce and the fact we're only having, even at times under Rafa, one shot on target the whole game. And second half, that only chance we had was the flick on by Almiron. And the thing is, I reckon that was an easy save for Matt Ryan, but he sort of died. He sort of milked it to think, you know what, I've had nothing to do all game. I might just see what I can do with it.
Aye.
Honestly, there's. I mean, Andy Carroll, obviously, he comes on for the last 20 minutes. I think he was probably one of our better players in terms of the last 20 minutes to try. The players sort of played to be strengths, so we're getting balls into the box, but you can't excuse his miss later on. I mean, he's missed on 2 yards out. He's unmarked. Come on, you've got to put that in. Sorry, you've got to score.
Oh.
I must have watched that replay about 1,500 times, and honestly, you've got to score. Dwight Gale before half time.
Yeah, Dwight Gale at half time as well. See, thinking there could have been a couple of chances we should have took, but
we didn't get. Well, the service just wasn't there, unfortunately. I mean, we struggled to maybe get 2 free passes together, and the minute we had maybe the third pass in, we gave it away. We're Brighton were on the cases. Do you know what I mean? You can tell them wanted them more, and I keep saying it. The only reason this evening why we've drawn 0-0 is because Brighton are worse than us, and the table doesn't lie. And they were saying something about Brighton scoring goals. Well, I'm sorry to say that they don't look like scoring goals from what I've seen.
That's the thing. I thought we kept Morpay quite quiet tonight. I know he had that chance off the post, but he was offside. But I thought we kept him quiet tonight. I thought.
Right.
Well, that's because we're built. I was about to say that's because we're built from the back. We're so good defensively, but if you look at both Brighton and ourselves, we're very similar in terms of how we go about games. We've got decent defenses. Midfield could probably do with a bit of work in it, but up front, it just lacks, doesn't it? It just lacks any real quality. And you look at our forward lineup. I look at Joe Linton. He's not good enough unless you pay him in a 4-3-3. Dwight Gale, don't get me wrong, he's the highest in terms of what goal scores for strikers. 3 goals, not good enough. Joe Linton obviously only got 2, not good enough. And they're saying about playing Joe Linton next season. He's going to be better. I'm sorry to say, but I'm not looking forward to a second season with Joe Linton. I'm not trying to pick on him, but from what I've seen this season, that does not fill me with any confidence. And who's the other one? Andy Carroll. Like I say, he comes on for about 20 minutes. We need 2 strikers next season, otherwise we are knackered.
Yeah,
that is for sure.
I mean, maybe he can help Julian. Maybe Julian might be better next season, but I think striker-wise, well, get rid of Mutu because he's not playing. Then it's kind of like, who else do you get rid of?
If I had mate, we have pretty much get rid of 75% of them. Sorry.
No.
Honestly, I'm sorry to say it, but you get rid of they're not good enough. You know what I mean? Imagine if you walked into this football club, right, and you were like Jurgen Klopp, or you were like Pep Guardiola, and there was no Mike Ashley in charge, and you've seen that squad. I'm sorry to say it, but you'd be calling for most of them players to leave. Yeah. They wouldn't manage them.
I look at who Liverpool had when Jurgen Klopp came in.
Look what he did. He got rid of the deadwood, and that's our problem. We'll keep a lot of deadwood, and it's going to take years to get rid of them, regardless if a takeover happens. But again, you look at this season, fair play to the lads. They keep winning the Premier League, but we're so much better than that. That's the thing. Mid-table is not where it's at.
Yeah. I think, unfortunately, we made mistakes in giving these contracts out to Servette and Lazar, for example, and, we're just got to be stuck with it unless we're lucky enough that somebody stupid enough comes in to take one of them off once from me, or just somebody who's at their level.
Unless you call Newcastle United and you pay Hoffenheim 40 million for Joe Linton.
Man.
I don't know if you're jumping there, Lawrence, a little bit. You might be jumping.
Jumping. Oh.
Do you want to leave the street? Are you okay? Can you hear? Yeah, you're okay. Yeah, I think you're okay now. You were just behind a little bit.
I can hear. Yeah.
Yeah, you were a bit behind. I think Peter's all right. I believe. Are you good, Peter?
Yeah.
We'll read some of the comments. So Robert Angus said, "Was it him or was Alan St. Maximin? He didn't play his best. He didn't look 100%. Well, he's not looked 100% for the past few games, but that's not his fault though, because we over rely on ASM.
Exactly. I think he should have been given a break,
Yeah.
at least for a game or two. That is for sure. Because
Yeah.
Peter, it's your mate. Hello, Quinny. How's it going, mate? You good?
All right, lads. No, bloody awful.
I
I couldn't
think-
agree. I couldn't agree more with you. Apart from Maximin and Dubravka get shot to the lot. Even if the takeover does happen, which I never won't get shot to the lot, but it was awful that night, man. Painful to watch.
Honestly, that first half, I must have fell asleep.
Yeah.
I wasn't bothered. I was like, say if something had happened, they had a power outage or the match had to be abandoned, it would have been a godsend. But unfortunately, we had to
it's just
sit through
like
it.
it's just like this season pretty much done and dusted now for us. Pretty much, there's only one game left.
But
That is for sure.
we've got a group chat, and I've been saying to like Peter and all them for the past few weeks. I just want the season to end. I'm not even bothered about the results anymore. I just want answers from the top. It sounds really foolish to say that because obviously I love the club. We're safe in that, but is it just me? I just want answers now. Like we've been waiting for months for this like takeover. We've been waiting for months for like what's going to happen with the manager. Like it's getting beyond a joke now. You know, I'm. Do you know what it is? Right, I'm at that point now where I'm not even bothered what happens. If Liverpool smash me, let them do it. It's fine. You're the champions. What's going to happen? We're going to finish 14th. I mean, what do you do?
Well, we can only finish highest 13th now.
Or 13th?
Yeah.
Because Southampton, they were just above, 5 points ahead.
Aye. And Everton won. But I think regarding the comments, ASM not look to his best. Thing is, we brought in Lazaro because we need like a backup winger instead of Christian Atsu, and I thought Lazaro could be that man, but does Bruce just not rate him?
But I don't know why he was brought in. Then if Bruce doesn't rate him, that's a question. You know, what I want to know today is why Lazaro didn't start.
I would have given him a chance. I said as well.
Yeah.
I think ASM needs a break. Should have had a break for at least a game or two. That was it, and give Lazaro to see what he can do. I've said, sure. And
I think it's
Kellen Watts.
I think it's got something to do with the clause. You know, maybe he's got to play so many minutes, or they have to pay this much, or he's got to play so many minutes, or they don't have to play that. Why bring him on for 5 minutes?
The thing is, I'll answer you both. I'll ask you all this question, but like, what's going to happen with Matty Longstaff because this lad just can't get a game. I don't understand how Bentaleb can get in before Matty Longstaff. It really baffles me. Bentaleb for me can't pass the ball. He's weak, and why are we signing, players that are not match fit? It makes no sense. At the time, we didn't need a midfielder. We didn't. I'd put a tenner on that.
Even if he was match fit, I wouldn't want him. This is why I want the takeover to happen. So we'll stop signing these rubbish. I'm sorry, lads, but these rubbish players that nobody else wants. This is why I want the takeover to happen. Just go and watch a team that can put 3 or 4 more passes together in one game. That's why I don't want to win. Obviously, you want to win stuff, trophies, blah, blah, blah. Everyone wants to win trophies. I just want to watch a team that can put 3 or 4 more passes together. Did you see Joe Linton played the ball off the Shelby, then stopped?
He's useless. Honestly, he's much useless. Joe Linton is as much use as a glass hammer. Honestly, he's crap.
He played the ball off the Shelby, then Shelby looked up. There was nobody in the box. Joe Linton was on the edge of the box. You should have been busting it good to get in the box.
Joe Linton is shite. I'll put it out right now. He's shite. Not good enough. I mean, I've said it before.
Never mind next season. In 5 seasons, he won't improve.
No, I agree. The thing is with Joe Linton, right? Joe Linton's only good enough if you play him in a 4-3-3 in a left wing position. If we use this 4-2-3-1 formation, anything we want up front, he's not good enough. You cannot do it. He hasn't got the pace. You know what I mean? Joe Linton's wasted.
Can anyone remember the last time Matt Ritchie won a tackle, put up fair tackle, and timed it right, and got it? I tell you what,
he could have committed the penalty tonight, though. He could have given away a pen.
He can't tackle.
He was lucky.
5-10 seconds late with his tackle. Always mistimes it. Always gives a free kick away. I mean, he's a hard worker, and he does a lot of defensive work, but he cannot tackle. He can't. He mistimes it every single time, and you can see it. You know he's going to take the player down or mistime it, give a free kick away. I'd rather just didn't bother tackle at all. Didn't bother.
He looks off that, Richard. I think a lot of the lads look off, and I don't excuse them.
Oh, he's a fantastic player. I didn't get us wrong, but he cannot tackle. He can't time it properly, and he always goes in late, and he always gives away a free kick. I mean, as a wing back, stick and keep him wet. I don't know, but like just it's the system that he's playing, and you know, as a wing back, he's got to tackle a lot, you know, and he's doing a lot of defensive work. I'd rather just see him just out on the wing or not playing at all.
Point, Lawrence.
If that makes sense.
Yeah, for me, I think he's had an off day today.
I think they all have. Not one of them have had a good game.
I just think he's so knackered, you know, because he does so much work. That's why his tackles are always mistimed, and he gives a lot of free kicks away on the edge of the box or around the box. And it's just for me, you know. And great player, didn't get us wrong. Great going forward, good across all that, but his tackling's awful. Every time I see him go in, I say, "Oh no, Matt, don't think." For me, I mean, that penalty could have been.
Yeah, but I think it was a penalty.
I've seen them given.
I think it was a penalty.
I think it was a foul, but the ref was right to play advantage because Brighton could have scored the chance they got, in my opinion.
I still think they should. I mean, I know the pundits, they all obviously seen it back and they said penalty. And it's not often I agree with them, but you know, at the end of the day, you can't bite back at people. That's the thing. I know you could say he was fouled in the process, but in the penalty box, you can't dive into players and grab them, etc., because they're going to go down like a sack of shit, and they're going to look for a penalty. And with VAR there, you're pushing the fine line. And I think it was if it conceded a penalty, it would have been out of frustration because, as you said there, Lawrence, they weren't really going anywhere with that attack. It would have been their own fault because they were carving open time and time again in that first half. It was only because their quality's crap in the second half was the reason why we looked a little bit better. But I say a little bit better. That's me being nice to them. Which, let's be honest with you, we're shite. Let's be honest with that. You know.
I thought Brighton were awful as well, mind.
I thought it was a nothing game. I thought we were both crap.
It was awful, man. It was one of the worst games ever, man. I wouldn't have minded seeing Brighton score because it might have brought us out, made open the game up a little bit. But I couldn't see
what was Steve Bruce's game plan in this game? Like, what was it? I don't think there was one. You know what I mean?
He hasn't
like, he's bottled it. Like, he's bottled it.
He never has a game plan. Because I'm thinking, how Bruce, you've got to change this for the second half. You can't be happy with that.
He sucked a bastard, like.
They came out and the commentator says no changes the second half. I'm like, what?
That was me. That was me as well. I thought, why are you changing it? Like, the thing is, for one, there was a chance. Did you see it when Kraft was hobbling, and then you could see Keelan Watts? Why the fuck didn't he play him? Like for like, give him the last half an hour and just think, do you know what? There you go, mate. There's your chance. Blood him up, give him some experience, and even if he doesn't play next season, at least he's got that experience to think, do you know what? That might be doing me the world of good if I go out on loan next season to the Championship. But then again, you know, he's bottling the youth. Matty Longstaff, that's the one for me that's really, really pissing me off. Like, yeah, I was talking about Bentley before, but what does it take for this lad to get a game? What does it take?
Exactly.
For me, I don't care. I don't care what anybody says, and I'll say it right now. He's leaving. He's not coming back. Once the Liverpool game's done at the end of the week, he's gone. If he stays here, it's an absolute miracle because I wouldn't be surprised, right? If this football club, or Bruce says about an offer, I wouldn't be surprised if it's like $5,000 a week plus add-ons. I'm sorry to say, this lad is worth between 10 to 15 grand a week, no more than that, because of his appearances, the goals. He's worth no more than that. That's a fair deal. But I wouldn't be surprised if it's anything less than 10 grand a week. And if it is, right, that's a shame on this board.
Especially when you think the money they've wasted on the likes of Cisco's and the rubbish players they've got in over the years, mercenaries, Cisco's and freaking Rivieres, who they paid fortunes to.
Yeah,
you get a bit of home. What's the word? Blood talent, you know.
What's the point of our academy? We get criticised, right? We get criticised for buying shit players. There's our academy for Meg Ashley to save money to bring them in and let them do well. But how can Matty Longstaff show his true potential if he's not getting games?
The Sevilla and Rivieres, they're paying them 50 grand fortunes for nothing. Yet they won't give this lad 30 grand a week. Who's, you know, he's got talent. There's no doubt about that, and potential. But yet they won't give him. They won't match. I don't know what this offer is from Udinese, but they'll not match it. Why not? This has got Newcastle written all over it. Newcastle United logic written all over it. Some foreigner who's going to never play 10 games in 5 years for 50 grand a week, no problem. Because some scout at the time says he's worth it. Matty Longstaff, decent player, potential. There's no doubt about it. He's got potential. They're squibbling over a few grand. It's got, I'm sorry, lads, but it's got Newcastle United written all over it, and that's why we're in the mess we are today.
Well, in my opinion, with Servette, we made the mistake of giving him the contract. Same with Lazar. In my opinion, we kind of change the clocks. We kind of just release them on a free. The only chance we've got is if, as I mentioned earlier, somebody's stupid enough to pay them all that money. In my opinion, if Udinese are supposedly offering, I don't think Udinese are offering 30 grand a week when the highest earner is 25 grand, unless the Parvitz goes on loan to Watford.
I don't even think he's worth 30 grand a week, personally. That's my opinion. I don't think he is. I think about maximum, just because he's had limited chances this season. Yes, he's scored a few crucial goals, albeit against Man United, etc. But come on, look at the bigger picture, right? He's a young lad. He's got talent. He's got ability. For me, he's easily a mainstay in the main side for the next couple of years to come, right? You offer him 10, 15 grand a week, right? And then he gets bonuses every time he scores a goal. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I wouldn't be surprised if Mike Ashley's just letting it drain out. He gets the closest offer, or someone just buys him. If he gets like 400 grand, I mean, this club could make anywhere between 25 to 30 million quid in a couple of years if he gets his contract over the line. That's how much we're missing. Let's be honest with you. Even if we do get 25, 30 million quid off Matty Longstaff, how much of that are we going to get? Probably next to zero.
Yeah.
We are. This is a huge summer for us. We're in huge trouble. Next season. I'm panicking for next season because it's not just Bruce. It's the squad depth. We haven't got enough about it. We're just limping over the line. Yes, we're safe, but you look at the football. Players are getting played out of position. For goodness sake, you know what I mean? You've got centre backs playing at left back. You've got centre backs playing in centre mid. You've got strikers playing in centre. What's going on? Do you know what I mean? It's poor recruitment. That's the problem with our football club.
I agree with it because I said this. I think the last time I was on the stream, I said this. Anybody, and I mean any club in the bottom 10 is only 2 or 3 inches away from relegation. Look at Watford last year. They had a great season. They were nearly pushing for Europe. Now that they're in trouble of going down. West Ham, I think, had a good season. If you're not in the top 10, pushing for the top 6, you're 2 or 3 inches away from relegation. That's all you are. So you need you need a good structure. You shouldn't be swiveling or paying somebody 30 grand a week. You shouldn't be.
Honestly, with Steve Bruce, I don't even think he's going to last much longer next season. I think you'll probably get in the next season, but he'll probably get 6 months if he's lucky. 6 months. And if
takeover or no takeover, his days are numbered, and he knows that. He knows it. Unless he has some miraculous season where he gets into Europe next year, then again, fair enough. But we all know that's not going to happen. Steve Bruce only needs a run of 5 or 6 bad games and he's sacked. He knows it. He hasn't got that safety net what Rafa had. 4, 5, 6 defeats on the trot and he's gone.
I generally feel like the likes of Alan St. Maximin and Almiron, I think they'll be gone. Give it a few windows. If it's not the summer, they'll be gone. I don't get excited when I see these play. I don't get excited when they score goals. It's a great moment, but you do know what that means when Alan St. Maximin and Almiron are playing well. They're out the door. There's no progression at this football club, unfortunately. And you're going to see it head on next season. This will be the second season in a row that we finished 13th place. Any normal club with an owner with half a brain cell would think, right, okay, 13th place. Let's go for the top 10 next season. Let's maybe go to 8th or 9th and then build on from there. Mike Ashley, it'll be same again. Same again.
We just stagnate. I remember when we had Kabai and Demba Barnes, you see, and I was like, brilliant. If we can just keep these players at a few more. No, we'll never do. They'll just flog them. And the same.
It's all right.
If the takeover doesn't happen, Maxi will be gone, Almiron, Dubravka, they'll be gone, right? A couple of years later, we'll get some more. We might unearth a couple of more cracking players. And the same pattern will just keep carrying on. We'll flog them. As soon as the big offer come in, we'll flog them. That's why I want the takeover to happen. So we'll stop selling players, assemble a good team, keep the good players, and do what the other teams are doing, buy other people's better players. That's why I want the takeover to happen. We didn't have to.
It's been a merry-go-round for the past 13 years. We've done so well with the squad, then we've ripped them up, and then we've had to start all over again. It's been the same with managers. I think the perfect example under Mike Ashley was Rafa Benitez. When he built that squad and we got a 10th place finish, then last season we got 13th, but we actually finished on more points. He went, right, Mr. Ashley, can I have a bit more money to build around this squad? And he basically just said that, and then he walked away. And this is why we're in this position right now, and that's why next season, if we don't start off well and we play the same old crap negative football, then I'm sorry to say this time, it's only because there was 7 teams worse off than us that we are where we are. If they book their ideas up and get better players, the ones who have stopped up, Jenny could win that game.
But think about it, lads. Right? I'm going to give you a ridiculous scenario, right? Well, obviously we're stayed up, right? We're not getting relegated next year. Brucey has a blinding season, right? He pulls off a couple of pretty half-decent signings. Let's say we finish 7th, or God forbid, even 6th, right? And we'll get European football. Do you seriously think we'll build on that? Go back to the last 13 years, like you've just said. Do you think we'll think, great, let's push on next year and get the top 4? No, we'll flog the fucking players that we bought who've got to the top 6, and we'll just do what we've always done, sell the players and go backwards.
There was an example of 2012 when we got 5th, and then we got the Europa League. What happened?
Yeah.
We've done so well in the Europa League. What did you do in the January? You got rid of Demba Ba. If we kept him, I can bank 50 quid right now that we win that Europa League. We keep Demba Ba, that's it. We win that. I'd redo. We beat Benfica.
We don't look forward. We think, we've had a fantastic season, and these players are playing great. We've got 20 million for him, 30 million for him, 40 million for him. That's how we think. We don't think, hey, if we just add a couple of more players to these, we could be top 4 next year. We don't think that way. We think
he milks our club. He's milking it, man. He's just creaming off the top. That's all he does. Mike Ashley, it's the same old every season. That's the thing. The thing is, you know what it is? That's what I'm saying about Matty Longstaff. Say he signs this contract, right, and we'll get 25, 30 million quid. It's meant to be reinvested back into the side. How much of that money is going to get reinvested? Next to zero. We don't see it.
Nothing at all.
No, and exactly what they'll do, they'll get some other dork saying, this Belgian striker, French striker, they'll spend another 40 million of the 30 million we got for whatever. And then they'll turn out to be a duck egg, then the money will just be wasted.
Yeah.
The money will wasted over the years. That's why I struggle to realise why they're squibbling, why they're like having a hard time with giving this lad like 30 grand, whatever he wants. Give him it. The money they've wasted over the years on players who've done nothing for Newcastle, the Sevillas and the Rivières and all them. The money they've wasted on them like that, and they've never had a big debate about should we pay and this, should we pay and that. Why just give him what he wants?
The thing is, as well, it could be his agent as well. We really don't know, but
possibly is. Well, it possibly is, but
agents in football these days.
What are you going to say, Lawrence?
I'm just saying, agents in football. I mean, signs that can get greedy, but in my opinion, if we were to sell these players, for me, depends on how you can recruit, how you recruit to like replace these players, how they coach. Because even Southampton have kind of gotten better after selling their best players. But I think,
yeah, there you go. No, honestly, do you know what it is? It's like you look at that performance today and you just think it could be the same again next season. Even if players aren't even knackered, if that's how we're going to go into games, which has been for the whole season, we're not doing much. We're not doing much. Do you know that's the thing is? So they say fans can't go back into stadiums. I mean, I'd be surprised if fans even want to go back and see that.
Not when like you said before, Shocker, we're in big trouble if this takeover doesn't happen. Because I'll tell you something. All right, I like St. Maximum, right? But
it's not staying there.
Even if he doesn't stay, I wouldn't be that disappointed. He's good. But I seen him running forward today, looking around. There was nobody to pass 40, and he had to turn back around and pass back.
But then again, our attack is non-existent. Don't forget that.
Yeah, but look, there's going to be other St. Maximums. Believe you might not think it, but there is. I mean, these lads are younger than me, and I've seen great players come in and then get flogged. And you think, oh, God, how we're going to survive all that. But yeah, you get other ones, other great players come in. But unfortunately for a club like Newcastle, we keep flogging them. I want the takeover to happen so we can keep these players and maybe buy some other players. Take players from other clubs. I'd love to see us go and take Liverpool's best player or Man City's best player. And
for a caliber of club that we are, we should be able to do that. That's what we demand as a club. We're not a tin pot club. You know what I mean? We've got a good enough fan base.
They would come because that talks, and they would come. I'd love it just for one day for us to take somebody else's best player, and I wouldn't feel bad about it, right? Because they've been, I hate to say the word, we've been this club for years. Other clubs have been nicking our best players for years. So for me, it's just whatever comes around, goes around, comes around. You know, I would love to see that happen. That would be like karma for me. Like, but I just want to see a decent freaking team, and not somebody who's winning a cup or a Champions League. I just want to see. I want to tune into the match in a good mood, not thinking, oh God, what performance we're going to get today, or we're going to get the mediocre one of the ball.
That is me literally every week when I try to be positive, but then I just get shot back down to earth again.
It's proper depressing because you think, how bad were Bournemouth? If we beat them 4-1, how bad were they? Shocked. I couldn't believe it.
Very bad.
It's like
all I'd say to you guys is Watford. Enough said. Watford. We got beat off Watford, and they are shite. They got beat off West Ham.
We didn't get beat off them. We gave them the game.
Oh yeah, that's what I'm saying. We were good first off, and then we gave up.
Yeah.
We're never going to go if we had to get 2 penalties.
That's what's annoying about Steve Bruce football at the minute is the whole season. It's give up mentality. The minute we fall behind, we don't even look like getting back into the game. Unless St. Maximin or Almiron turn up, we do not look like getting back into games, and that's my concern. Because next season, with this formation, albeit it's got with some results, we are going to get sussed out by a lot of managers. And you look at Bielsa next season at Leeds. He's going to suss out Steve Bruce big time. Bielsa.
I think you mentioned early on, like this was an ideal game just to bleed in some kids and give some people a bit of experience. It was a nothing game with nothing to lose, nothing to gain.
He's bottled it. He's proven his management style. He's bottled it.
It was about 500 grand for another league position or something. Get the kids in, play some people. Put some young, I don't know, anything apart from that would have made it exciting, wouldn't it? Because not everybody watches reserve team football, so it would have been nice to see some people.
But do you know what it is? I do, right? And do you know what makes me laugh? A lot of people on the outside who don't support Newcastle say, oh, you haven't got a very good academy, or you don't bring in many youngsters. Well, can you see why? Because the manager doesn't give them a chance. What's the point? What's the point in us having an under-23 system or an academy when they don't get paid? And even if they do get anywhere near the first team and throw on the bench, they're just going to get shifted onto like Accrington and Stanley, and they're never going to be seen again.
It's annoying, man. It really is. It's just like you say, you didn't look forward. You think if it wasn't for the fact that you had nothing else better to do, you wouldn't even watch the thing. That's how disappointing. How it just does your head in. It's just like.
Do you know what it is though? Right, for the last 4 or 5 games, I've just let the season peter out, if I'm honest. Do you know what it is? It's just, even if we did, you know what, I predicted at the start of the season we'd finish 17th. Now, let's be honest with you, we're not far off it. I know we're 13th, but points-wise, we're only like 6 or 7 points off.
Unless they're going to sign Ings and Redmond and a couple of other people next year, I'm not looking forward to it. But I tell you what, one team who I've really enjoyed watching this year is Southampton. I like the manager.
Yeah.
I love the way they play. Yeah, they've got a bit of a dodgy defence. But I think that crap, I wish we had to say that frigging Ings. I wish we had said that was consistent. Well, he had injury problems and stuff like that. But we proper missed out there on him, like.
But even Southampton have sold the best players, but they
still get better ones. They always seem to replace them with decent ones.
The problem is the good thing about Southampton is they get rid of that deadwood very quickly. We don't.
Yes, we keep holding them. The Atsos, the Gales. I can't believe it, man. We just had we're like a fantasy club for freaking old knackered rundown players.
Andy Carroll. Sorry, Andy lad, but
to get a contract.
Andy Carroll, what's Andy Carroll doing here? Do you know what I mean?
Andy's got an extension. Unbelievable.
When I found out the other day that someone told us that we were going to play Andy Carroll at the centre back, I'm like, are you actually taking the piss? Like, are you actually really taking the piss? Because like, that's no. You just play the young under 23s. That's their chance to be cleared in another game. I'm sorry to say it, but you play like even if they're not the first teamer, that's fine. Like, give them a chance. Give them a chance. You know what I mean? It's just like we play the same old players out of position. Like Crafty's played out of position. I know he wasn't the worst player today, but the point is today there was a key fact in the game. In the second half, he was hobbling. You could see him. He was walking towards the box, walking a bit gingerly. Take him off, like for like. Give Keelan Watts his chance and say, right, mate, take your chance. You never know if you have a really good game. You could play in the massive game against Liverpool, and then you never know if you play well in that. There's your chance for next season. You've got competition with Lascelles and Fernandes.
What are you going to lose by playing him? Nothing. I mean,
this is a nothing game, and he's bottled it. Like we've never shown up. I wasn't expecting anything from it. You know what I mean? But it's just a case of like we've bottled it. Like, but you know, God forbid if this had been a game that we need to get points from.
I know it's all got to do with after this COVID thing. He had a name on your 25 or something, didn't he? He only picked from that.
He got cleared. He got cleared to play.
He got cleared. I can't believe why he just didn't play him.
The Premier League said because you've got injuries in key areas, you could, because of the rough situation, you can play him. He bottled it. Like he's just sat on the bench, like he's clutching at things. He's like, I want a game. Like you see Matty Longstaff in the second half, and he's standing there, he's clapping away, but you can see in his head he wants a game. What he's knee good, just stand on the sideline. Knee good. That's like Man United saying Bruno Fernandes and just saying, nah, mate, you might come on for 5 minutes.
Man,
but Bruno Fernandes is his senior player.
Oh no, but I'm just using that as an example because I think Matty Longstaff has got true potential at this football club. You know, he scores against Man United at Old Trafford. And he scores at St James's Park. You know, you're talking Man United. I know they weren't great back then, but the point is, it doesn't matter. Like this lad, he's a local lad. We cry out for local heroes. I'm thinking to the point now. What's the point, local hero? What's the point in that anymore? If Mike Ashley better scrap that. What's the point? Because we don't let one local talent play. What's the point?
I'm not being funny, guys. Even 30 grand a week, right? Some people may say unproven, this, that, and that. 30 grand in this day and age, it's coppers. It's nothing. It's nothing.
Well, even nowadays, you get a player with like we paid 40 million for Joe Linton. Even they're now classed as bang average players. They're not even like top dollar anymore. Like your top dollar players are like your 70s, 80 million, 100 million. You're going over 100 million for a player.
It's early doors in his career, but he hasn't exactly failed, has he? You know, he's had some cracking shots, hitting the ball. He's touched on nearly always on target. He's a bit small on the small side. Fair enough, you know, for a midfielder. You can get around that if you've got the foot skill and stuff like that.
If we let him go,
as a midfielder,
we're making a big mistake.
Give him the money. Even if we get taken over, right? I wouldn't be bothered about. I would feel quite confident having a Matty Longstaff on the bench. Even if we get taken over and we sell these other world-class players. I mentioned a couple of months ago when I was on the stream, imagine Matty Longstaff surrounded by world-class players. He wouldn't know how to play us. The same way Phil Foden is at Man City now.
I'm sorry to say, I'll say this right now. If we sign Bentaleb, I give up. If we sign him in this, I will give up personally. If he comes back to this football club, I will give up.
Yeah. Honestly,
I'll lose all the rights to support because I think Bentaleb is not good enough for this football club. I'm sorry to say. I'll rip into a lot of players if I have to. They're not good enough for this football club. He is absolutely wonky. He is much use as a glass of milk. He can't pass. Who's he trying to pass the ball? Half the time he just gives it away. He's too slow. Like, you know what I mean? And you look at the side, you think, fucking hell, how have we stayed up with this side? Only because ASM and Almira have got a smidgen a bit of quality. If they didn't have their quality, for me, we're in that relegation zone. Sorry.
I'll tell you how we stayed up. I'll give you 3 reasons why we stayed up. Norwich, Bournemouth, and Aston Villa, and where else. That's why we stayed up, because we were a tiny little bit better. Oh, look, we got some hell. I tell you what, lads, I can rattle off 3 results now that we were lucky to get 3 points from. Southampton at home, Chelsea at home. I cannot remember the other one, but we played some
Brighton.
awful games and got 3 points. Awful.
Brighton at home, that's the only a point.
Yeah.
But,
I'm sorry to say, but go on, Lawrence. Go on.
But the thing is, it just annoys us, right? People just look at the stats when we win these games. Lucky, yeah, in my opinion, well, when against Spurs, 22 shots to 8, people just looked at the result rather than the stats. When reality, it's about the result. But anyway, back to you, Sharky.
No, I was just saying we're not clinical enough. That's the problem. And do you know what it is, right? It's been proven over the season. We struggled against League One sides. Like, no offense to Rochdale or Oxford in any way, they played well. But you've got to look at the bigger picture. Albeit we're staying up, we struggled against League One opposition. Do you know what I mean? Just let that sink in. And like, imagine if we were in the Championship with a side, we'd probably struggle.
When you look at it that way, no consistency, none whatsoever. Even if we had a beat Man City in the cup, then we had to play Arsenal. Would you have felt confident going to Arsenal and winning? Absolutely no chance. It's just sad, man. That, you know, whenever you do get a sniff of a good cup run, you still got to get past 3 other good teams.
The FA Cup and the League Cup's a disease to this football club. It's an absolute disease to this ownership.
Well, it's kind of like well, with that, getting past these things, like, so what? I've seen us knocked out by... I've seen us embarrassed off Stephen Oxford. Like, so what? The FA Cup and against Rochdale Oxford, I'd say it was more the players' fault in the first games, because to me, because I think we can all agree, Steve Bruce had a good enough side, like more than good enough side to win the game. And
it's embarrassing.
But yeah, he did bottle it against Man City. I mean, yeah,
bottle it, but what best love showed up.
Honestly, that Man City game, I swear to God, I would have just said, look, lads, get out and go for it. If we get beat 4-3 or 4-2, something like that, everyone with that will not be happy. But
Seville goes 5 at the back and just...
Can't express yourself. Make it a game worth watching.
Do you know what it is?
I hate saying we could play at home and put 10 men behind the ball at home. It's embarrassing.
We might as well have done that tonight as well. We played 4 at the back, but you might as well have been 5, because most of the time we were just defending.
Nobody expected to beat Man City anyway, so you had another nothing to lose game. Just go for it. Then if we get beat,
let's be honest, right? It would have been a tough ask to win. I did predict a win, but with a 4-2-3-1 formation, which has been getting the results, I said, you know what, I don't mind if we get hammered 4-5-6-0 as long as we have a go. You were going to be expressive, but in that game, it was just like, what were we actually watching? Do you know what I mean? It was like a non-existent game.
We made it easy for Man City. They prefer we do that. I remember years ago when we beat Man U 5-0, and then I think we beat them 4-3. God, there was tackles flying and everywhere. We were closing players out. Exactly the opposite of what we do now. No, we just stand off the players and let them come at us. Go on, pass it around. We will stand 2 or 3 yards off you. Yeah, pass it. And as soon as we win the ball, start attacking. We're surrounded by 3 or 4 opposition players. We don't do that. We don't close down and hassle and hurry players anymore. The way we used to when we were beating the likes of Man U 5-0 and 4-3 years and years ago. You've got to get.
I think we're too weak.
You've got to get into people and rail them and tackling them and annoy them and wind them up even. That's how you beat these big teams. You know, the Man City's a little bit, that's how you beat them. You get on their nerves, you're like a little Jack Lister and nipping at the ankles and all that. You annoy them and before you know one of them sent off and you're playing. That's how you beat these teams. You know, you're not good enough to beat them on football alone. You've got to like wind them up and be a bit dirty. And we don't do that. We make it easy for teams.
Well, because
thing is, Man City, they got beat off Norwich 3-2, so it was clearly winnable.
It's possible. It's not impossible. It's possible to beat them. God, I didn't watch the game. I mean, I seen the result. I didn't watch the Norwich game, but I'll bet you Norwich got stuck in. I bet you
they did. Like I watched it. They were really good. They were really good.
We don't do brilliant. That. We give up. We make it easy for teams. Far too easy. We give up before the game starts, and in some of the matches I've witnessed this season, we've like given up even before in the first 10 minutes. We're like trying to keep it down to 0-0 or 1-0 and hopefully sneak up one. It's like nah.
The thing is, all right. Under this regime, I think we've just got to understand we're not going to win anything anytime soon. It doesn't matter what we do. It doesn't matter how we start games.
Hell's chance.
There's a curse. There's a curse on this football club to win trophies. It's just it's becoming a bit of a disease where we're allergic to our own success. That's not down to the management. It's down to the owner.
It's not just the bad choice in managers. It's right down from the fundamentals of the club, all the way up. The scouts, the directors, everything is wrong about this club. And it has been for years. There's too much apathy there. People just get along and thinking, I've got my job. And this, Steve was, I've got a job, I'll do what I'm tied up at. Too many Ashley kiss horse freaking do good and freaking shysters for my liking. Like, we need a total clear out. And that's why I want the takeover to happen. To get rid of the lot.
What's your thoughts if it doesn't happen? Then are you like me? Are you just we're in deep trouble?
Oh God, man, I don't know. Honestly, watch cricket or something like that.
It's predictable what's going to happen next season. I think we'll be lower down the table. I think we'll be battling with likes of Brighton in that next season. I really do. That's not me like doing it to sort of scare anybody. That's what is going to happen. We're going to be battling Brighton and all that at the bottom. Brentford, whoever comes up.
Well, put it this way, lads. If it doesn't happen, right? I mean, I'm 55, right? You lads, obviously, a lot younger, right? At least I had the Keegan era to look back on. Like, we're nearly to use poor buggers. You've just got no hope for the next 30 years. If it doesn't happen, you've just got no hope for the next 30, 40 odd years.
Oh, we'll be planning for 30 away next season.
Well, at least Peter and
Sorry,
Sharky
that's
would
all.
have had some memories of
Sorry,
the
lads, but
Savannah years.
it's as simple as that.
Right, we've got one guest there. Who would like to drop?
Finished fifth and got sacked.
Oh, no, well.
Okay, Peter, no problem, man. Speak to you soon, mate. Thanks for coming in. Don't forget to subscribe to PD Product.
Thank you very much. See you later.
Cheers, Peter. Thanks for coming in.
No problem. Thanks for having me on. See you, bye.
No problem, man. Hi, Archer. Welcome to the team.
Hi there.
Well, 0-0 against Brighton. What did you make of the game? I mean, it wasn't a fantastic game on the eye, was it?
No, it was absolutely atrocious. You could see it was going to happen, a 0-0 draw straight away, because that's what the aiming for was, just a basic draw. But seriously, what is Bruce doing? Like playing Bentaleb a lot rather than playing Sean Longstaff, not Sean Longstaff, Matty Longstaff. He seems he's not even giving the kid a chance. He seems he's like playing Bentaleb over Matty Longstaff. For me, Matty Longstaff needs more game time, and especially with the situation he's going through at the minute. And I can't even see him getting a game net on Sunday. Is it Sunday we play Liverpool?
Liverpool. What we'll do is we'll play all of the injured players on Sunday just to try and make a point. That's what you'll do. You'll not give any of the youngsters a chance. Honestly, I think next season Steve Bruce is, as much as fans, I know a lot of fans are against him, of course. I think he'll be found out. I don't think he'll last. I think he'll last. If he gets in next season, he'll get about 6 months. If those spineless twats at the top have half a brain cell, then they will sack him.
Yeah. Totally.
How depressing is that thought? Steve Bruce still at the club next season. Oh, God.
But the thought of it, I just think, if we don't sign any players and we don't get a takeover or something, if none of this happens, then I just think we're going to be mid-table for so long, and then the players will think they're safe, and then we'll end up getting relegated because players will give up. That's the thing with this club. With the players, that they don't care anymore. Like it's the era that we're in now with Mike Ashley. They don't play for the badge, unfortunately. They do in certain games, but we don't see it all the time. Like back in the 90s and maybe the early 2000s, they used to play for the badge once upon a time. They used to sweat blood and tears. Now it's just like...
Shock, if you were St. Maxim and Almiron, would you want to be playing there next season with Joe Linton in front of you or whatever? Dwight Gale, even bless him. I mean, he's done out, you know. But
my opinion would be, don't get us wrong. Like if you say I'm a local lad, I play for Newcastle, I'd be like, well, didn't get us wrong. I love the fans. I think they're absolutely brilliant. But I want to develop my career. I don't want to play under Mike Ashley. I don't want mid-table. I want a chance of winning stuff.
It's the same reason why freaking Beardsley and Waddle and Gaskin. It's the same reason why all them left. No ambition. What's the point? They're going to get up a better team when they've got a chance to win something and probably double or triple the wages. Why on earth would you want to stay?
They aren't even that good.
Sorry?
That's it. Usually aren't even that good. I mean,
yeah.
I mean, you never know. Somebody might come in from like an actual top champ, say like a top 6 club.
I think he's gone regardless anyway. I don't think it matters where he goes. I think he's off. You know, I mean, I'm at that point now where what more can we say to this board? Like, what more can we do to protest? Nothing works. Do you know what I mean? They're just selling players left, right, and centre. They're continuing to just take the piss out of it. You know what I mean? He's lucky that he's got Mike Ashley's so lucky that he's got a club and a fan base that he's got, because if we weren't so passionate and loved our football club, I'm sorry to say, he would have left years ago. And that's not down to us. It's because we are passionate. We're super passionate. He's so fucking lucky.
We're apathetic as well. We'll just put up with it. I mean, we've had loads of protests. Yeah, this, that, and the other. Nothing ever happens. So, and then what they'll do is they'll go to the transfer window, sign a couple of players, and then you'll get a bit of hope and think, oh, you know, we're getting out of these players off. But the couple good, so then you bad the season. The cycle just continues.
Do you know what it is now? We're getting to the point where we're getting to the point. We're getting to the point where we're talking about championship players. Like, oh, we wish we could buy this championship player. That's the mental attitude of our side, where it should just be easy to say, right, yeah, QPR, we want Eze or we want a certain player. Like, that's the attitude.
Like, was born 6 months ago, wasn't it? You know, yeah.
Wait, he's gone.
He's been cut off. He's intermittently went down or something. But then,
for what I've heard about Eze, I think.
Sorry, I think I'd frozen.
What I've heard about Eze, I think he'd probably be like a decent backup. Maybe I'd see if we signed him, I'd see him as like Muto's replacement.
Do you know, honestly, like, I worry for us next season, like where our goals are coming from. I really do. Like, it doesn't matter what formation he goes with. When I looked at YouTube and I seen Joe Linton, he was talking to the Chronicle, etc., and he was saying, "Oh, I'm going to be better next season." I'm sorry to say it, but I've seen nothing to suggest that you're going to be good enough.
Well, to be fair to him, can't he be any worse than this season?
Yes, I've seen it. Unless he plays 4-3-3, if we continue to play the 4-2-3-1, I'm not confident that he's going to score goals. Like, he's just before, guys, he's not got pace.
Unless he signs Ings, Redmond, and maybe McGinn and some other. Well, we know that's not going to happen because you're probably looking at a couple of $100 million there. We're doomed, man. We're not that, man. We're scrapping a Poundland. We're going to get some cheap foreigners as well. We're going to get some cheap. This is what will happen. We'll get some cheap foreigners. We'll pay them double what Matty Longstaff wants, and they'll be flops. But we'll have them on 5-year contracts.
Give him a chance, man. Give him a chance.
I like Matty Longstaff. I love him. I'm saying we'll go and get some cheap foreigners and pay double what Matty's asking for, and these cheap foreigners will be a flop. We'll get rid of Matty, which I don't want to do.
It sounds daft to say.
He'll end up being the star.
The thing is, it sounds daft to say, but, you know, is this? I know it sounds daft to say, Lawrence, and I say give him a chance on that, but yes, he's there to prove it wrong, Joe Linton. Don't get me wrong, but you've seen the likes of Supermac, even Supermac saying that he's not good enough, and Supermac was a brilliant player for us, legend.
No, I'm not talking about Joe Linton. I'm talking about whoever we do sign.
Oh, right, okay, yeah. Well, obviously, that's the thing is who are we going to sign? Who's going to want to play for us under this regime?
No, I don't mean to be too negative. I'm just going on past seasons, what we've done.
No, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Who is going to sign for this football club? Like, you look at the state of it and you think, you know, you look at a younger lad that's like 21, 22, 23-year-old, like coming towards that peak. They're going to want to play for a club that's actually got a chance of winning something, an outside chance, like an Everton or I'm not even being disrespectful to Burnley now, at Burnley.
Yeah.
You know, they have a good FA Cup run that you Burnley. Now they've got any money, but at least they care. They care enough to play for the badge.
Yeah, you almost get the feeling like...
got the time from St. Maximin, but then again, showed other teams have taken an interest in him.
I think he's away, mate. I think he's away next season, and I don't think any fan can be surprised when he leaves. Not one.
And then you know, just get someone else in.
Sammy Anunoby will come back from Nottingham Forest.
I just get that feeling. I don't know if you feel the same.
Oh, no.
Guys, I get the feeling there's two reasons why you'd come to the club like Newcastle. And correct us if I'm wrong, right? One, it's a stepping stone to put yourself in the shop window. Or two, nobody else wants you.
ESM and me run. For me, they're goners in the next couple of windows.
They're the stepping stone signings, I would say.
No,
go to Newcastle. The likes of Liverpool,
on the other hand, though,
well, go to Newcastle, do well there. Then the likes of Liverpool, Newcastle, Man City will come in for us.
Wijnaldum, Sissoko.
Yeah, there's an example.
On the other hand, though,
that's the first reason.
Well, pretty much
reason is nobody else wants you. That's why you come.
We are a stepping stone, and I think fans need to understand that. That's what we are.
Everybody.
No, but we are known for it though, Lawrence. Like, we are like really bad for it. Like some of the players that we just let go.
Throughout the years, we've always been known as that, you know. Like, look, it's Newcastle. Oh shit! But have a good year, Newcastle. You know, the world's your oyster. Windelums, you know, the Ben Dembabars, the Kabais. That's the way it's worked over the years. And the players that are coming like the Bentalebs and all that, nobody else wants them. That's why they're here.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying about that. That's what I'm saying about the Bentaleb signing. What was the point in that? Like, nobody wanted him. He was like, he wasn't even fit. At the time, I'm not even being funny, but we might as well just kept Jack Colback on and give him games. Bentaleb is, for me, I think Bentaleb is he's another Jack Colback, if not worse. Sorry to say he is.
Then the next statement is he won't be fit for 4. Well, what the fuck did you sign him on loan for? He's not going to be fit for 4 every week. But what? We're getting
Lazaro. We're getting Lazaro, and he rarely plays.
Yeah.
Well, he's coming off the bench, but yeah, he should be starting for me.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like that's this match today. You give players a game who don't even get a game. Like you know, there's a lot of players on that squad that need game time when we don't play them. I'm sorry to say, you might as well start Caldolo in net. That's players that we need to play. So it was a nothing game. Like, you know what I mean? If we get hammered, we get hammered. If Brighton need the point anyway. Like, as you said, Lawrence, they were safe. But the thing is, I think Steve Bruce today missed out on a big opportunity to play these young lads. Big opportunity. But the thing is Steve Bruce got his hands tied with Matty Longstaff, though? Like, does he comes out and says, "Oh, it's not. You know, I've been criticised by fans because I don't want to play him." But then again, I'm sure Mike actually said something. Don't play him. That it has to be.
Steve Bruce does what he's told. It's a simple.
He's a head coach.
He does what he's told. He's got no say in what happens.
I'm
convinced of it. I'm convinced of it.
Part of that's down to him as well. Because, in my opinion, it's the Marju's that I think he's the one who selected the team. Because
I think though Lawrence has got to be a bit of talking in Matty Longstaff though. Has to be.
Sorry.
No, I'm just saying about Matty Longstaff because money talks. Even if it's like only 400 grand, that's like pennies. That's pennies like back to us, and it's good money for him and Charlie for a bit of a bonus. But
and if he wants
we're not going to see nothing of that.
Shocking, if I was the man, if I was Brucey, right, I'd be like, you want 30 grand a week, right? You've got 10 games left of the season to show me why I should pay you 30 grand a week. Get out on the field and do it. And if you score 4 or 5 goals and you play well, he's not going to prove that from the bench, is he? Put him on the bench.
I think he's been told not to do it though.
For what reason?
No, I don't think so. I mean,
I do. I think there's too much power on our board. That's the thing. I do. Honestly, I know people could say this and say that, but for me, I think the same for Denver Bar before you left. They were like, you rarely played games, and look what happened. You went to Chelsea. 10 million quid talks. Money talks at this football club.
It does to this club, yeah. Definitely.
Honestly, at this football club, money talks. Dubravka, right? Next season, if there's a hint that Dubravka could leave in January, then they'll rarely play him. They'll say, right, if he's going to like a top 6 club or even another top European club for like what 25, 30 million quid. If the money's there, he's not going to play because they'll want to keep him fit. Money talks.
I don't think that's the case. That's my opinion.
They need money because the players, the money they're wasting on the likes of the Joey Lintons of the world, they need the freaking money because of their shocking decisions and buying really, really bad players. They need to make money to waste on the bad players.
The recruitment's shocking.
The recruitment is awful. The recruitment and the judgment is awful. They've wasted more money over the years on these really, really bad players than what I think they've probably earned off the likes of the Perez and the Andy Carrolls that come along once every 10 or 15 years. Most of the time they lose money, but on them deals they actually probably made a bit.
Yeah.
If they did, what my point is, if they didn't keep wasting so much money on these shockingly bad decisions that they make, signing the likes of these Joey Lintons, the maybe could pay the likes of Sean Longstaff his 30 grand that he wanted. If they weren't wasting so much money on this other rubbish. Just saying.
Yeah. No, you got a point. I mean, go on, Lawrence, go on.
Yeah,
go on.
I do agree, but at the same, as I said earlier, we can't change the past. We're just that's what we're talking about. Like this big decisions, like I'm saying.
Change it, but we'll learn from it.
Oh, that's what I'm saying. Like we've got a window coming up right now. The season's done, right for us. We've got a massive summer ahead, and these are big decisions, and this could define our football club. These decisions could define our fan base because everybody's talking about the takeover, regardless of what was said this morning about footy, etc. You live and die by these decisions for this takeover. Because if I'm sorry to say, I mean, I love the football club. Don't get me wrong, but if this takeover doesn't go through, how many fans are going to go back next season? Regardless, who's going to be tempted to go back into grounds to watch Newcastle play for mid-table? Pay like 600 quid to play for mid-table, like. I know the season's all messed up as it is because of what's going on.
Watch 55,000 people with face masks on sitting 3-seat support.
No, do you know what it is though, right? We had what was it, 40,000 last season, then it went up to about 10,000 because of up to 50 because they gave away the half-season tickets. Mike Ashley's got to realise that there'll be more fans leaving next season. That you might even lose about 15,000. It's fans are getting to the point where you're getting sick and tired of mid-table football. If there's a bit of ambition there where you think, one season we could finish 8th, then we'll finish 14th, and the season after we'll get 9th or whatever. If it looks as if we're doing something, but we can't do it every season, fans will go back. But if you're just predictable to finish mid-table, then I'm sorry to say, but fans are not going to pay that type of money. It's a lot of money to waste, isn't it? I know people love the club, but
yeah,
I think there's a line. I think fans have been doing this for 13 years. There's a line now, I think.
Well, in my opinion, fans are saying, we're going to get ridiculously low attendances when Rafa left. in my opinion, I'm still going to go support the team because,
of course,
we talk about. I mean, yeah, we talk about ridiculously low attendances, but it just doesn't really happen.
Well, I think this is it. I think it's a big sum up for though. Regardless, I think these are some big decisions now because obviously we're talking about the takeover. They've been talking about Steve Bruce, etc. We'll get all our answers next week, if not in a couple of weeks. There's no excuse now. We can't keep on, thinking what's going to happen next week, what's going to happen in a month's time, because I think 4 months of not hearing anything's taken the absolute piss.
I understand that you'll go back and people will support the team no matter what, because we have got some of the most loyalist fans ever. But everyone's got their breaking point. Everyone's got that point where they're going, I've had enough. Nah, I kind of take it. And even one day you might even get there. Sorry, what? I'll put my glass on and see what your name is. Top right. You might even get there one day and think, I'm just.
Oh, Lauren John.
This is just. It's
well,
too much.
A lot of fans are going to non-league. A lot of them are transferred to non-league because they simply can't take the fact of it's not only the fact it's expensive, but when you've got no ambition, a lot of fans I've seen go to Gateshead and go to Newcastle Blue Star, they're going to North Shields, they're going to Blythe. These are just non-league clubs where there's a bit of ambition, and you sort of don't blame them because the Premier League, even if you just go for a general sale ticket, you're talking 25, 30 quid. You're going to pay 25, 30 quid to watch one shot on target and next to no possession.
Aye, and just not enjoy yourself, basically.
Back in the 90s, though. Back in the 90s, you pay 40 quid to watch that. You pay 40 quid to watch the entertainers. They were that good.
I'm saying I've went to matches before, lot. I mean, I can't name them, but I've went to many a match, home and away, got beat, and still enjoyed the game because we played all right. Oh, what? I wasn't lucky there. These days, we're just not enjoying it. It's awful.
Well, we're too predictable. That's the problem in results. But we're going to win or lose. It's predictable.
It's tantamount to freaking torture, honestly, guys. It really is. Sitting through that 90 minutes of the night put me in a right bad mood. I'm still in a freaking bad mood now. Just horrible, man. You think, why do you do it? Because you think you live in hope that, what might be that one game like Bournemouth, one game a season, Bournemouth, you might just get that, but very rarely happens.
I'll tell you what, though, mate. Like I say, I was making me tea during the game. I was that bored of it. I was doing other stuff.
Aye.
Well, this is it. I mean,
I knocked it off, me.
Yeah, that wouldn't happen, right? If we won the top 4, or top 5, or that wouldn't happen. That wouldn't happen in the Keegan or on the Keegan date. That wouldn't happen. You're glued to the screen, exciting. This, that. It's just awful, man. Honestly, guys.
Honestly, I'm not gonna lie. The last 4 or 5 games, I've just been going away from the TV because it's just what am I actually watching here? The Tottenham game as well. We're so predictable. The thing is, albeit we're safe, we're too predictable. That's the thing. We're so predictable, man. They were saying, Mourinho hasn't won at St James's Park. It's predictable under Steve Bruce. But now these records are gonna, they're gonna come to true fruition. We're not good enough, as a side.
I'll tell you how bad it is, guys. I'm actually missing Axel. I'm only kidding.
What to say?
Just kidding.
Lawrence, did you want to say something?
Oh, no.
Go on, Archer.
I'm saying, I think Axel will be away in the summer, definitely.
That's fine. It's fine. You can go to the closest non-league club. That's fine. You can leave. You're not welcome.
Yeah. Right.
But like I was saying, you Sharky, I think it was on Friday. I think what we need, starting from when the new season comes up, we need at least 2 strikers because Muto will be away and potentially Dwight Gale probably be away as well for
one surprises.
But then that also means we need if Alan St. Maximin does stay, bear in mind we do need to at least sign a big signing in the summer, basically to help St. Maximin because
do you mean that that leftover from Hull City for 1 million quid? That's what big signing. Way.
No, it's basically right. Since Alan St. Maximin came to the club, he has basically done everything for that team, non-stop running, and he's basically done everything. He's obviously Almion's help chipped in, but Joe Linton.
Did you see him the day, Archer? He was getting the ball, beating 2 or 3 players, looking forward for anybody there. So he was turning back around and passing back.
I know.
Yeah.
He must have been gutted. He was like, there's nobody to pass to. We're all still in the first and one half. So he's turning around, doing a 360 and passing back.
I know.
What?
Aye.
Come on, man.
This is what Lazaro, in my opinion, was kind of brought in for, to be like someone to kind of like take the weight off him.
He's got to start against Liverpool. He has to. I'm sorry to say it, but ASM will not start against Liverpool. I'll be amazed if ASM starts against Liverpool. He's not fit. Like, what do we want to do? Play him to the point where he gets injured, and then we don't see him again because he's injured, like for the start of next season. That's the last one.
I would have rested him today and played him against Liverpool, just for that, in case on that rare chance that it might be a good game. We might have a go. Will it be in the last game and nothing to play? Liverpool got nothing to play for. We've got
Liverpool will play the kids. Liverpool will play the kids. They'll feel that sorry for. They'll just play. It'll be enough. It's a dead rubber.
They probably will, yeah, because they'll
play the kids.
Probably get their first teamers, a bit of a holiday, get yourself away. How embarrassing would that be? They play all the kids like they did against Aston Villa in the Cup. That's embarrassing for us, because that's like, look, first teamers, won the league, here's your reward, get yourself away on holiday.
That's the thing. That sums up the decline of our football club. That sums up the decline of our football club. It's evident, like that's the evidence right there. Let's be honest with you, I'm generally not bothered what happens in the Liverpool game. I mean, it's one game left of the season. I just want answers now from the top. You know what? We'll get beat. Let's hope it's on 9-0, don't get me wrong, but if it's a 6-0 or whatever, like it's had been before.
I would have that 6-0.
No, but what I'm basically saying is if we get hammered, we'll get hammered. They're a better side. But, for me, I just want the season to end. But if I'm honest, I've been like that for the past maybe 5, 6, 7, 8 games now, and it's just petering out. And when you've got nothing to play for, it's just frustrating, because I went into this game today and like, do you know what? I was so demotivated doing my preview as well. I'm like, why the fuck am I even doing these 20-minute previews? Like, what's the point? I'm just doing it for nothing. Like, when we've got nothing to play for, we're safe, and that's the mentality. Whereas next season, if we don't book our ideas up, there won't be any bloody safety next season. We'll be stuck in the relegation zone. We'll not get out.
What I would like for next season, if this takeover doesn't happen, and it's not much to ask, just a little bit of consistency.
Money?
Yeah.
Money.
A style of play that and you stick to. You didn't change it every single week. Play to your strengths. Pick a system that you're all right at, and just stick to that system and play like it. Like I said before, one team I've really admired this season is Southampton, and I love the manager. I think he's a cracking manager. And they've got some really good players. Now, Southampton have had more players they have lost more of their best players over the last 10 years than we have. And they've still managed to buy better ones and do all right and do a lot better than us.
He's been able to build, though, that's the thing. He's been able to build his own system, do you know what I mean? Even if they're not great players, he's been able to build that side.
So I'd love to have Southampton's manager, but I'd even love to have the scouting system even more than the manager. Because I tell you what, they're not even too bad, them, They signed some crap.
No, they're going to be a good side. They're going to be a good side next season. I think they're going to get top 10. I don't think they get top 7, but top 8 is possible.
Give me Redmond, and I like Armstrong, who plays from the Nile. I think he's going to be a really, really good player, Armstrong.
The man who's he called Husberg or Holzberg? What's he called? Husberg.
I can't pronounce it. Yeah, I know what you mean, though, but I can't pronounce it.
He's away at Everton, I think. I think he's signed for Everton. That's the part they're in from. 15, 20 million, I think I've heard, or 25 million.
Oh yeah. I thought you'd talk about the manager.
He's good player, him. He's been making them tick this season.
Aye.
I'm talking about the whole club, Lawrence, the whole club. Like I say, they've lost many more players. They've had loads more players nicked and stolen up with the Man Cities of the world than we ever have. But they always managed to sort of buy better ones. But they didn't. I can't remember any really bad signings that they've had. I mean, they probably have had some, but I can't remember them off the top of my head. They're well-run club as well, though. They're a well-run club. I like them.
I get what you mean, but thing is, unfortunately, some people just use the "some of the best players" excuse for themselves and they just ignore it happening at Southampton. Whether it is, just I don't know what you call it, or whether it's just back in the day when people wanted to defend Pardew, when we're getting smashed because we were some of the best players. So was Southampton.
Shouldn't be happening in the club in Newcastle. That's what you look. I'm not trying to say we're like Liverpool, because we're not. But what I'm trying to say is we should be able to keep a hold of our better players and not have a problem and build around them. That's any fan wants that.
Shocking, if we were a successful club, we would be able to keep hold of our best
I think we
players?
can be. No, I think if we get rid of Ashley, I think we can be. I'm not saying we demand titles now. I just think we could be a consistent top 6 or top 7 side. I think that,
If we were in the top 4, would pay the wages, would keep the players, would have ambition. The players will say, well, I'm in the top 4. Why should I leave Newcastle? We're in the top 4. I'm in the Champions League. The paying is like 200 grand a week. Blah, blah, blah. They would have plenty of reasons to stay, but we're not. That's why the players
nowadays they're too tempted by the Europa League and Champions League. They're not going to stick around here.
So half of the time, the club's hands are tied. They can't keep hold of these players because they won't pay them what they want and they won't show the ambition that the players want. So they've got to leave. The club couldn't hang on to them even if they offered them like 500 grand a week. The players wouldn't stay because
ownership, unfortunately, and it's not that. It's your coaches, it's your facilities. What facilities are dreadful.
Yeah, they still want to win things. Yeah, you can pay a player as much money as he wants, but if you're fighting relegation every year and you're paying the player 500 grand a week,
also it's your facilities.
Kind of a club that's going to win things.
Yeah.
Thing is, we haven't got great facilities. You know, obviously there's rumours about the paddling pools and the wheelie bins, and obviously not having enough space. Now, for a club of our size, we shouldn't have shit facilities. I'm sorry to say, with the money that's coming through, there's no excuse that we can't build a state-of-the-art training facility. Like you look at Leicester, they're building something, right? They were a nothing club about 5-6 years ago before they won the league. They were nothing. They were from the Championship. Then you look at like Wolves here, they're building something. Villa have built something. But yeah, we still rely on Benton. Like, why can't we just, if it's such a problem, why can't we just build somewhere else? You know what I mean? Give players the best facilities, and then we'll attract the best players.
Exactly.
I'm sorry to say it, but I don't want to be training and warming down in a wheelie bin. Sorry to say, that's we're a Premier League football club. We're not a Barnet from National League. We're not a bloody Macclesfield where we can't afford to pay the bills. You know, there's money coming in. There's thousands and millions coming through. And like that's the way the owner treats our football club. It's horrendous. The money it's not like the Newcastle fans don't like pack out the ground. That's the thing. Like, you know what I mean? He's been here 13 years, and we've just had the tiniest little things like to our club. It's nothing.
I'm gonna go now.
Yeah. Anyway, guys, it's been great having you on. I'm going to call it a night as well. But hopefully Liverpool. I mean, I have no hope, but we'll see where it goes. But it's been great having you all on.
I'll see you alone.
Okay. Right, guys. Thank you very much. Cheers, guys.
Hopefully we'll have something that will be more positive next season. Hopefully with a bit of luck.
Yes, fingers crossed. Let's see what happens. If you want to come in the Liverpool one, just give us a shout. I'll be on that one as well. Last game of the season.
What time will that be? Will that be like
straight after the game?
No bother, mate. I will do. I'll be here.
No problem, mate. You watch what you're doing.
Take it easy. I'll be on, mate. Right.
Take it easy, mate. Bye bye.
Take
it easy, Archer.
Yeah. All right.
Sorry about that, guys. Yes, everything just froze up there. I don't know what happened, but just trouble with the connection there with StreamYard. But thanks for everybody who came on tonight. It's been a great live stream, a bit longer than expected, but it was great to have your opinions and stuff on the tune. And like I say, just typical Steve Bruce performance, wasn't it? A 0-0 draw away to Brighton, but at least we didn't lose. That's the main thing. It's a shame that we didn't see Matty Longstaff play or Kellen Watts, but listen, we never know against Liverpool. There could be a chance, but we need answers now from the board for next season, how we're going to plan ahead. Yeah, so I'll see you back for the match preview, which will either be on Friday or Saturday, or maybe Friday, and I'll see you back for that. So if you are new, please don't forget to subscribe. Hit that thumbs up if you haven't already. That'll be massively appreciated. It would just help us out. And follow me on social media, Toon Army TV, Instagram and Twitter. Follow me on there and I'll follow you back. Put your comments down below if you're watching on the rerun. And what I will say, as always, keep it tuned. How are the lads?